And we are live. All right. Now
Sweet.
we are back, everybody, with the first edition of Sundays with the General. And let's make sure this is actually on Twitter this time. Oh, look at that. There's my beautiful mug.
Beautiful.
Oh, man, I'm so good looking. All right. The tweet is sent. But yes, anyway, this is me and just Luke here today. Luke, how you doing today, brother?
Steve, I'm good, bud. I'm just here to talk some Mortal Kombat. Maybe talk about some Friends too, because I've never seen Friends, and I finally finished that. I restarted.
Yeah. So what the fuck? What the hell is that? How did you never see Friends before?
You know, it was an ongoing battle with myself because I have been always a strict office and Parks and Recreation only type of person. I've never really branched out. And my ex-girlfriend, was very adamant about her Friends. And then when we broke up, I said, fuck Friends. I'll never watch Friends. Fuck it. And then I got HBO Max with my new phone plan. And I was like, you know what? I was like, Steve did an article about it. And I'm pretty sure it's still on bluecollarmedia.com if you want to check it out. That about Friends. So I was like, fuck it. I'll watch Friends. And I'm telling you right now, Steve, it was amazing. I loved every episode of it. It's
good. It's a good show. I don't understand the hate on Friends.
I have no idea. And honestly, for a show to last 10 seasons, especially in the mid 90s, that was fucking unheard of.
I mean, it's not the best sitcom of all time because that's Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But I mean, Friends is up there.
Oh, absolutely. That's a top.
I don't understand how people hate on Friends. Oh, it's top 5. Come on, dude. Jennifer Aniston makes it a top 5.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And then I restarted Jedi Fallen Order on PlayStation. So I think that's one of the best video games I've played in a while, actually. So I don't know. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and plus we got these two guys, brothers we have to talk about.
We'll just go right into them to start. I hate these motherfuckers.
What fucking
the Paul brothers? I just can't. I can't stand them.
I
can't figure out how to get Luke finally watch Friends off the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I was about to say I saw that.
And it's off the bottom of the screen. There we go. But I mean, look, I'm not the biggest Floyd Mayweather fan myself.
Correct. Yeah.
I think Floyd's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, he just is.
Yeah.
But Floyd Mayweather is the greatest defensive fighter in the history of combat sports, by none. I will not hear a debate on that. I will not have a conversation about that.
There is no debate.
There's no conversation.
If you have a fucking brain cell, you know it's true.
And say what you want about how the guy fights. The fact that he just moves around a lot. That's what I'm talking about. He just moves around a lot, but he moves so well that you don't touch him. He's never even hit the mat.
Correct.
These Paul brothers, you want to be respected. You want people to credit you as a pro fighter. Well, show some respect to actual pro fighters.
Yeah.
This your hat thing. You fucking bro. What are you, 10?
And then he gets a tattoo of it on his leg.
He got a tattoo of it on his leg?
Yes, it is now a tattoo on Jake Paul's leg.
He got it.
Yes, it is.
He got a tattoo of that on his leg.
Correct. He did. Yes. He posted a video on TikTok.
Oh, fucking God. Thank God I don't have fucking TikTok.
Oh, yes. Steve, this is what money does to young kids. To some jockey ass people who I don't remember the whole story. I remember that Logan was in a forest in Japan. He found a body, and really that's how he got famous, was that video.
Oh, he found a body.
Right.
Good for him. Yeah, that's a great.
Right. I think it's close. That's how much I just don't give a fuck.
That's
about
how you get rich nowadays. What the fuck is going on
know.
in this world?
I don't remember the full.
That's
story,
not what happened in Stand By Me.
Yeah. So for the longest time, they've been out of my radar because there's a bounty hunter that I watch on Facebook called Patty Mayo, and he's fucking hilarious. And I love him. I'm a supporter. Well, there was a couple episodes he had the Paul brothers on with him. And I'm like, fuck. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this at all. And you know what? They were very tolerable in those episodes. And I was like, okay. And then there was actually one episode where Jake was going to pay Patty to bust his friends, and whoever survives, the last friend survives, gets $100,000. And it was a great episode. I thought it was awesome because Patty just went in there full riot shield and full gear and just throwing flashbangs everywhere. I thought it was amazing. The arrogance on these two kids, and I call them kids even though they're pretty much our age, but they are just pure arrogant. And then did you see the video of Floyd going after Jake? He looks scared.
Did you see the picture of his face?
Yes, he looks scared to fucking death, and he has every fucking right to be because he will put you to sleep, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, like, Floyd. Yeah, Floyd will knock you out for one. Like, Floyd, dude, Jake Paul. I mean, whoa, you fought what? Nate Robinson.
Yeah,
and a couple of YouTubers.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather will piece you the fuck up.
You will not land one punch against Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, like if you land a punch, it'll be because Floyd said, "Hey, I'm gonna let him hit me."
Right.
So it can look like there's a show going on.
I would love to see if there's an over-under.
If he lets you hit him.
Yeah. I guarantee there has to be an over-under on how many punches get landed against Mayweather, right?
Oh, and I'm going to tell you right now as a betting man, I do not care what the under is.
Yeah.
Hit the under.
Whatever it is, fucking hit it. Because he ain't going to land a punch.
Just hit it. Yeah, hit the shit out of that under.
Yeah. So this fight's supposed to be in June, right? In Jacksonville.
Yeah, right? This is in July. June, July.
Yeah.
I'm bad with dates.
Yeah, I think it's in June.
And now is this also the night that is that the night that I don't know if we know who he's fighting yet.
Yeah, I have no idea. But I'm just saying, man, this is I don't
Cinco's getting a fight.
Yeah. At this point, he's going to go 51-0, and I don't know what else he has to do to just everybody to call him the GOAT. I really don't know what else the guy has to do.
I will say, though, this Floyd actually coming down to the level of the Paul brothers.
Yeah.
This is a black eye in the sport of boxing. I don't like it.
Yeah.
There was great boxing last night with Canelo Alvarez and Saunders.
But here's the thing, Steve. I didn't hear one thing about that fight. I didn't even see it on SportsCenter this morning. You know what I mean? Like, it's a terrible look for boxing. It is. But it's gonna get eyes.
Because that's this is what they're advertising is a YouTuber fighting one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport.
Correct.
And like Evander Holyfield is gonna no, Holyfield's fighting McBride, right? Kevin McBride, I believe.
Let me look.
They're just bringing out the old champs again. They got nothing. I think we got Tyson and Lennox Lewis is coming up, and I can't believe I'm saying that sentence in 2021.
Boxing schedules. Don't know any of those guys. Those within the next 30 days. Big fights within the next 30 days. A guy named Figueroa versus Neary, Taylor versus Ramirez, Ubali versus Donaire, Haney versus Linares, Mayweather versus Paul on Sunday, June 6th. It looks like New York. It's in Showtime pay-per-view, though, is what it says.
Oh, God. That's Showtime pay-per-view I'm going to have to pay for?
Yeah, that's what it says. That's what it says right here. It says June
like they're 6th. Actually getting my money because this is how bad I want to see Jake Paul get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Or Logan Paul. Whichever fucking one of you was getting punched in the face that night.
Yeah. Establish ring walk Monday, 12 p.m. But this is Sunday, June 6th. It's so weird looking at his record. It says Floyd Mayweather Jr. 50s 0-0, Jake Paul 0-1-0.
Like, you see, that's what I'm talking about, though. Why is this a fight?
I'm viewing the info to see what they have on him. Jake Paul, 26, reach 76 inches, height 6'2", stance orthodox, 0 wins, 0 knockouts, 0 stops, debuted in 2019, 1 loss, no draws, 6 pro rounds. Brother, you're gonna go the full go here.
Yeah. You might, and that's, I don't know. You might not go the full go because that's only gonna be again if Floyd lets you go the full go.
Yeah. This is all on what Floyd wants.
Yeah, he can go out in that ring and decide whatever the fuck he wants to happen for this entire fight.
Yeah.
I hate these kids.
I don't know. I want to see the betting line. Let me see if there's a line out yet.
Yeah, let's take a look at the betting line.
Let's see. Boxing schedule. Let's see if CBS has it. No, CBS. I do not want you to. I don't see anything on CBS. It has all the info, but nothing on the. I don't have a line yet. At least I don't see it. Money line. I mean, Vegas has to have at least something. I guess it's still a month away, but you gotta figure you'd have to have something. I don't see anything yet. But Mayweather and Paul's back on live stream through application. The first million purchases will be $24.99 a piece. But that is like a very janky website. That does not look safe. But anyway, we hate the Pauls.
That does not look safe.
Yeah, we hate the Pauls. And don't click on any links that says hot singles near you because they're never there.
Yes.
Ever.
And that is, it's similar to the cards that they hand out on the side on the strip in Vegas.
Yeah.
That when you call those number on those cards, you never get the girl.
Correct. The girl on the card is fake. Yeah, the girl on the card.
Yeah, the girl on the card is not the girl that comes to the door. I know this from experience. It does not work.
Yeah.
Don't bother.
Yeah, so we're actually saving you money on Sundays with Steve. So
yes. This is Sundays with the General. These are things that they're not on schedule, they're not on topic, but I just like to pass on some of my wisdom.
Right.
About
absolutely
prostitutes.
Yeah. So we have established that Jake Paul and Logan Paul, it's going to be a family affair. You're both going to get knocked the fuck out. Okay.
Yes, I want you to both get knocked out. I forget which one of you is in the ring with
Logan's
Floyd
fighting
that night because Logan's fighting him. I can't keep your name straight because I hate you both.
Well, you know as well as I do, like if Floyd gets that knockout, he's gonna go right after Jake. Like, I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't care if this
fight's
fight's sanctioned. I'm coming.
Dude, if I thought the shit was gonna be on Triller, so if it was, it wouldn't matter if it was sanctioned.
I'm telling you right now,
so it might be sanctioned.
I will literally, if he knocks him the fuck out and then gives it the chest bump across and somebody takes a picture of it, I will be the happy. I will post that in my room for the rest of my life just to watch Jake Paul go night and him just stand over top of him. Oh,
but so let's get to what we are here for. Let's talk some Mortal Kombat, Luke.
yeah.
It came out a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
We've been waiting a long time to get another Mortal Kombat movie. I really like this one.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was plenty of blood.
Oh yeah.
Grounded enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like that grounded in reality.
Yeah.
After all, it is a Mortal Kombat movie. Just we see plenty of the characters.
Yeah.
Most of the characters, at least. When Liu Kang does his finish move on the flying chick,
oh god,
Huntress or something.
I was not expecting it. I was like,
oh my god, I was jumping up and down.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, he split her mouth, and has got her. Yeah, so right now, I hate Rotten Tomatoes. This is literally the trashiest fucking place to review.
Rotten Tomatoes sucks. I use IMDb.
It's literally a 55 right now on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, get the fuck out of here. Have some fucking dignity.
All right, let me IMDb this bitch.
Yeah, so everybody's chief complaint about this whole. First of all, love the movie. Had no complaints. I could follow the storyline, and I haven't played Mortal Kombat in years. Like, I could follow the storyline. I knew the storyline. Like, we were good.
On IMDb, it's 6.2 out of 10 out of 85,042 votes.
Yeah. Well, it only had on Rotten Tomatoes, there's only 255 votes. That's fantastic. But like I said, I could follow the storyline. We were good. The only chief complaint I had about it was there actually wasn't a tournament. I guess. Well,
and now I actually like that because I like the way that they're setting this up.
Yeah.
Sort of look, dude, you can't it's nowadays, especially with something like that where you have that many characters and that much of a backstory and all that.
Yeah.
Dude, you can't just set up one movie.
Right.
You have to do multiple movies. You have to try to do a series out of it.
Yeah.
And I like the way they set it up with this new character of Cole who's not in the games. He wasn't a bad character.
No.
I thought he was kind of cool. His suit looked awesome. He cut off Goro's arms and that was fun.
Yeah.
He brought Scorpion back from the dead.
Correct. But besides that, it was a great movie. But some of these reviews, I mean, we can make this into terrible.
Oh my god! Yes, we this like I might have. Dude, I got one person who said on Twitter, if it wasn't a Mortal Kombat movie, we'd be talking about this as if it was just an average movie. Okay. But it was a Mortal Kombat movie, though.
I mean,
that's like kind of like those all those people who are like, if Malcolm Butler didn't intercept Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl and Tom Brady doesn't win that Super Bowl, well, guess what? He did intercept them, and the Patriots didn't win that Super Bowl.
And they did win. So
So same story here.
Yes, all these reviews
is a Mortal Kombat movie.
Between Twitter and Facebook and Google. I mean, there's a couple on here. Too derivative. If you're a true fan of Mortal Kombat, don't watch this movie. Too derivative. It was rushed.
Dude,
Utterly
you're using way too big of words to describe a Mortal Kombat movie. Too derivative.
This feels like more fan fiction than anything.
Dude, all you do in the games is fight.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no story in the fucking game. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they don't really. The story is just that there's the tournament, and they set up that there's a tournament.
Yeah. If I could give this half a star out of 16, I would. This movie was an absolute letdown. This was a money grab.
Yes.
Mortal Kombat, I say not.
Yes. It was a money grab. You're absolutely right. It was a money grab. That's what movies are.
I'm just saying they got you, motherfucker. So
yeah, they got your money.
Like, okay, this is attractive hot pile of garbage. Yeah, that was a good one that I saw on Twitter. I didn't even play these games, so I don't even know why I watched the movie. So why did you watch the movie then? Why
are you commenting?
Right.
Like, okay.
I mean,
like I don't see why your opinion's that valid.
Right. You've never seen any of the movies before this, and you haven't played any of the video games. So why the fuck would you play? Why?
Yeah, like I was born in 1993. I've played a lot of Mortal Kombat in my life. I haven't played in a long time. I've played a lot of Mortal Kombat.
Right.
I enjoyed the fuck out of this movie.
Yeah.
It's what I wanted out of a Mortal Kombat movie. I wanted a bloody, brutal Mortal Kombat movie with the finish moves.
Yeah.
The special effects were decent enough. I didn't need anything great. I didn't need great acting. I didn't need a great storyline. No. I wanted to see people fight and get killed in brutal ways.
Right. And if you're one of those people that say there's too much blood, get the fuck out of my mentions.
Dude, if there was too much blood, then you've never played a Mortal Kombat game.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Dude, play the one that they made in like 2011 and tell me there was too much blood in it.
It's literally, if you don't want to see the movie, if you don't want to see blood, then don't watch a fucking Mortal Kombat movie. Like, what are you talking about?
Don't watch the movie that says rated R for strong, bloody violence.
Right. Like, what?
I can't. Let me. I'm gonna pull up what IMDb usually gives the descriptions. Let's see what it says. Rated R for strong, bloody violence and language throughout, and some crude references. Yeah.
So a Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah. So
it's the same people that took their kids to Deadpool. If you don't want to see blood, you could oh my god, I could go on for days about this. When that came out, man, and there were because I saw Deadpool actually the first one twice in theaters. Yeah.
No, I mean, this is modern day. Back when we were kids, me and you, it wasn't that easily accessible to just. I mean, look how fast. I just pulled up exactly why Mortal Kombat is rated R.
Right.
In an instant. Our parents couldn't do that back in the day.
Right.
So we could kind of fake them out on, oh no, I know more about what this movie is than you.
Yeah.
And even then, we still never really pulled one over on them.
Right.
It didn't work.
No.
Dude, I remember when I was in watching fucking the first Deadpool. I think it was the second time I was in there. We got to the strip club scene.
Yeah.
And this mother grabs a 10-year-old kid. You tricked me. I thought this was a superhero movie. Literally, something along the lines of that. That's dragging the kid out of him. First of all, bitch, it is very easily accessible. Second of all, he says in the opening scene, this isn't
turns a man
movie.
Into a fucking kebab.
Yes,
okay.
That's the opening. Yeah, if you took you until the strip club scene, 30, 40 minutes into that movie to figure out that your kid had tricked you, then you weren't paying attention and you were on your phone the entire time, and that's your fault.
Right.
If you got tricked by a 10-year-old kid, again, that is all on you.
First of all, congrats, kid. Way to get it over.
Yeah. Nice job, kid.
Appreciate it. everybody's got to see a pair of tits apparently for a 10-year-old kid. But this is the perfect example. It's the same people that went to Deadpool that watched this Mortal Kombat movie, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's so gory." Then don't fucking watch it. Then turn it off. You don't have to watch it.
You did exactly.
What do you think was going to
have
happen? Well, I mean, they were just going to play patty cake for an hour and 50 minutes? Like, what do you think was going to happen? The guy literally pulled out a knife and fucking was just stabbing people, and then used the rope and the knife. It was just like, yeah. Like, what do you want?
You didn't figure out in the first scene?
Yeah, that it was going to be a bloody movie.
You didn't figure it out in the opening, the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. If you took your smoke break the first 15 minutes in, then it's all your fault.
Dude, I watched the first 5 minutes and I was like, yo, this shit's for real.
Right. I already knew it. I was like, this is a Mortal Kombat movie. This is what I'm getting into. This is exactly what I'm getting into.
Like, okay, bloody violence. But yeah, anyway.
An hour and 50 minutes of it.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, I give it like a 7 out of 10 stars.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I like the way they set it up. Like we're gonna see, what is it? Luke Cage, Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage. They had a sign right there at the end.
He's going Hollywood.
Yep.
Now you're a pretty big Mortal Kombat fan. Since we're on here, let's just fucking speculate. We have to assume in Mortal Kombat 2, some of these villains from the first one are gonna get brought back to life.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna stop using Sub-Zero like that.
No. If he can come back,
they're not going to do one movie with Sub-Zero in it. They're going to figure out a way to bring him back, and it will make sense because again, it's a Mortal Kombat movie, and it doesn't need to make that much sense.
Yeah. If Scorpion can come back from hell, he can. So
yeah, he can come back from ice.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Tundra. He can come back from New England.
Yeah, he can come back from Alaska.
Yeah.
Now,
hopefully Katana's in there. I was really surprised.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd like Goro. I imagine comes back because that's just iconic.
Yeah.
Now, who else do you think we see in the next movie? Though, I mean, we haven't seen Baraka.
No.
And there's a lot of characters.
There's so many characters. I'm
gonna have to pull up Mortal Kombat characters
just to be safe. First of all, Sonya Blade. First of all, Jessica McNamee.
Oh, she was so good at Sonya Blade.
Good lad. She was perfect. Okay. That is the Washington Post. That does not help me at all. There it is. All right.
Smoke is a guy that could come back next. That could be in the next one.
Sonya Blade, Sub-Zero, Goro, Shang, Reptile, Bakara, Jade,
Cyrax,
Taro,
Ermac.
I forgot how many fucking.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah. Okay, so the character Stryker, I don't know. He's like the cop guy.
Yeah.
He's not a bad character. Today's climate. Not to talk politics here. Today's climate. I don't think they're going to introduce that character.
They're probably not going to do that. He was a former Marine who served in the Gulf War.
Nightwolf, the Native American guy, awesome character.
They showed pictures of a Native American culture that had like a picture of it, so that wouldn't be
okay. So we could possibly see him. I would be all about that. He was a sick character. I didn't know if they'd do that nowadays, but
Tremor, Blaze.
There's a lot of characters here.
There's so many. I've totally Raichu.
We're just doing a show of looking up Mortal Kombat characters for you all.
Well, we could make a whole show out of a fucking Mortal Kombat.
We could.
Kenshi. Oh, I used to play this on Dreamcast. I played it on Dreamcast for the longest time. Everybody's like, "What's a Dreamcast?" First of all, fuck you. Have some culture. Have some culture. Everybody knows what a Dreamcast is.
That's Davis right now. As soon as he watches that, I don't know what that is.
What's a Dreamcast? You know what? I don't need your opinion. So
Yeah,
okay?
I don't need your opinion.
Yeah,
man. I saw a list of it was like 25 like must see 80s movies.
I've
seen like 20. I'd seen like 22 of them. I think I had like multiple times.
out of what,
like
30?
over a dozen times. Yeah.
Nightwolf.
You're supposed to see earlier movies. But yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing Nightwolf.
I would love to see Nightwolf in the next one. I want to see Baraka. I'm hoping that we see Baraka sooner rather than later, and I have a feeling that he's someone that they'd pull out sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the more iconic looking of the characters. Then like the character Smoke is like kind of, I think he's got some sort of connection to like Sub-Zero and Scorpion. I think. Let me look at him. I want to. I don't know. He's some sort of. Oh, he's a friend and confidant to Sub-Zero when they're younger. Yeah, he's also part of that same clan of assassins. Yeah, he's. Oh yeah, that's before they convert their members into cyborgs.
Yeah.
I fucking love Mortal Kombat. My God, just turning people into cyborgs and shit.
Right.
Yeah, it's what they. You gotta have cyborg assassins if you.
Hey, hold on, Steve. 1 second.
Yep. Well, yeah. So it's just me now. We got Luke taking care of some doggy issues, and try to keep you all entertained for as long as I can here. I kind of feel a little crazy just talking to myself. Fucking Celtics. Yeah. All right.
This thing was socks at first, but now he has moved on to stealing everybody's underwear, apparently. So
that's.
I had to take him away for a second.
Hobby to have.
Yeah. So I mean, Smoke, Scorpion's clearly going to make an appearance. Sub-Zero is going to come back. I want Katana. I do. I'm really surprised it didn't even like make a reference to her, because she was one of my faves. So,
I mean, dude, you know what? I'm surprised they didn't make a reference to Baraka. I'm surprised they didn't.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, there's more. There's so many characters that I'm surprised they didn't reference. I'm surprised we didn't see Johnny. We didn't even see Johnny Cage.
No, and that's what. I think that's what's a lot of the ruckus is about, because, but let's face it, out of an hour and 50 minutes, there's maybe 10 minutes of non-action.
Exactly. Then they keep the story going, and they actually I like the way that they had Kano be a good guy.
Yeah.
First, and kind of like give him a character.
Yeah.
Before he turns into just. Yeah. Like. We found out a little bit about Kano, and Kano's a psychopath.
Yeah. There was a constant story build and fight. There was no time to keep introducing more and more. There's just no time for it in an hour and 50-minute movie.
Yeah, see, that's why you have to do multiple movies.
Right.
And you can. Dude, I don't think we're going to have a tournament in the second movie.
Really?
We might just get... We might get the first movie again, basically.
Except
Just
It's gonna be
introducing
Mortal Kombat Point 2, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just going to be introducing more of the characters and moving it a little bit closer to the tournament and setting up more of the fighters.
Yeah, the climax of this whole movie, it's got to be all of a 4-hour movie.
Yeah. So, like I'm fine if it takes 3 movies of like something of what similar to what we just got.
And
because I'll watch that again.
Oh, absolutely. My thing is this with these people, you act like you're not paying for HBO Max already. You paid $0 to see this movie.
Yeah, it didn't even cost you anything.
Right. So what are you complaining about? You're just looking for something to complain about. Like I
love how we just turned like basically this entire segment into triple T's.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's a great segue. I mean,
yeah, it segued perfectly. Yeah. So, I mean, we brought this out. This was originally debuted on Into the Lab. And sorry, Ernest, but it's not exclusive to Into the Lab. I hate to think of that word there. I hate thinking of words.
Too big on a Sunday. I know.
I'm smoking some weed over here. I thought it's, hit the ball a few times. Can't think of big words. Whatever.
Right.
But, yeah. So, we're bringing terrible Twitter takes over here to this. And now, last week, did you hear Kendrick Perkins saying that it's harder to win a championship in the NBA than it is in the NFL?
Yes, I did. I did hear that. Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was fake news, but it is not.
So that's not the terrible Twitter take that I'm going to talk about, but that is a terrible take. It's
just off. Yeah.
It's hard. It's a lot harder to win a championship in the NFL. It's a lot harder to win a championship in the NHL.
Yeah.
It's probably even harder to win a championship in the MLB. And it's certainly harder to win a championship in like combat sports than it is the NBA.
Come on, K-Perk. Like, come on, dude.
But this Mark Jones, ESPN, said, "You're 100% right, Perk. You have a guy like Tom Brady who's won all these championships at 40. He's 43 years old. He just won one. He's just like a specialist. All he does is throw a ball. If you were going to boil quarterbacking in the NFL down to
throwing a ball.
Just throwing a ball. I don't care if your job is just talking about NBA. You do not know enough about sports and competition to be talking about fucking sports and competition.
It's
quarterbacking is just throwing a ball, dude. If
then Taysom Hill's the next GOAT.
Dude, if you can walk out at any point in your life, let alone 43 years old, put a ball 45 yards down the field, on the sideline, right over a defender, while avoiding a 300-pound man trying to take your head off.
In 0.2 seconds.
In 0.2 seconds, yes. With a lot of other shit going on around you. Well, then you should give somebody a call and you should try to get a tryout, because there might be somebody in need of your services. If Tom Brady's a specialist, just a specialist, then his specialty is winning championships for one. Quarterbacking, just throwing a ball. I mean, let's not even talk about like processing a defense, reading the field, knowing the protections of knowing the job of every single guy on the field.
Then tell me why there's not 40 or 64 starters in the NFL. You're not telling me that there's 64 starting caliber quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, if it's just throwing a ball,
if it's just throwing
a ball, then every team, every starter on a team and every backup on a team should be
can play anywhere.
can just play anywhere, can be plugged in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't just plug in a guy either, like in football. That's just an awful.
I hate
awful
the worst part is Perks played sports too. Like when Max Kellerman starts his shit, I just instantly just throw it away because you haven't played a meaningful sport in your entire fucking life, Max Kellerman. I don't give a shit what you say. And he knows it. I don't give a fuck. But K-Perk, you've played professional.
You don't know anything about sports, so
you've played professional sports, and you mean to tell me?
Well, like at least with Perk, I can kind of understand Perk. Perk's not the one who said that Tom Brady's just a specialist who just throws a ball. And I will say that Perk's probably going to be a little biased to the sport that he played.
Correct. He analyzes the sport that he was a part of.
Yeah.
This smart guy has no business. Zero. Just because you have ESPN at the end of your Twitter handle doesn't mean I give a shit about your words.
Doesn't mean that you can boil quarterbacking the NFL down to just throwing the ball.
Then why aren't you fucking in the NFL right now, Mark? Please tell me. If it's just throwing a football, go get a fucking contract right now. Why are you working at ESPN behind a keyboard?
Football.
You know what I mean? Like, if it's that easy, then go get a fucking tryout. Go, Mark, whoever, Mark Jones.
I hear they pay pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, fucking veteran minimal contract's $1 million now. So,
dude, it's just throwing a ball. What's the cap hit for last year's MVP, Aaron Rodgers? Like $37 million.
Yeah.
This is a guy looking for a contract.
Just throwing a ball. Yep, just throwing a ball.
For just throwing a ball. Yeah, if it was just throwing a ball, there wouldn't be that much money being fucking thrown around.
Yeah. I mean, oh God. This is only Twitter take one, isn't it?
I got 3 of these.
Oh God. My brain's gonna hurt.
So
my brain already hurts.
The next one I got is I know you're not a huge NBA guy, basketball guy here.
Not really. Yeah.
You're gonna get a laugh out of this one, even then. Because you, I'm sure you know enough about basketball to get a laugh out of this.
Yes.
Paul George is a better scorer and overall player than prime Carmelo Anthony.
I saw this. I saw it on Twitter. I'm pretty sure I saw you comment on it.
My God. I almost puked, dude. Dude, Carmelo Anthony's never even played for a team that I root for. In fact, he's played for a lot of teams that I root against.
Yeah.
I've rooted against Carmelo Anthony at times. He played for the Knicks.
Right.
I didn't root for the Knicks.
Yeah.
I'm not a Nuggets fan.
Yeah. I brought them out of obscurity.
First of all, Carmelo Anthony, as a couple of days ago, just hit top 10 all time in scoring. He's one of top 10 time scoring in the NBA. That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
You got to score to be top 10 all time. And Paul George ain't nowhere near that, dude. And I'm not knocking Paul George. The dude is he's a talented player. He's one of the better players in the game. He's top 10 to top 15.
I mean, number one
guy,
right now.
Player in the NBA, at least right now. But, dude, prime Carmelo Anthony was something else as a scorer.
Highest point scorers, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at 38,000. Okay? Melo's pretty good. Okay? Come on, guy. He's pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. That's disrespectful. If you think Paul George is a better scorer than prime Carmelo Anthony, then you think that basketball started in 2015.
Melo is going to be, if not the top, at least top 5 best player to play in the NBA without a championship. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind.
100%. 100%. I was just gonna. You actually took the words right out of my mouth. I was just gonna say that.
That guy, that guy deserved. If out of anybody, like he was arrogant in New York. Don't get me wrong, but I think that was New York. I don't think that was Carmelo. But you can't deny the man's greatness.
I do think he had to put aside a little bit.
Oh, Steve's dead. Oh boy. Oh, you got something, maybe. Oh, there he is. I hear you. I see you.
Luke is still there.
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, well, look at there we are.
Yeah, I was like,
Steve? Trying to stop us today, but
hello.
Wait, yeah, yep, we're here.
He's just a great pure scorer, and to say Paul George. First of all, Paul George hasn't been in the league long enough to say that. Okay, like Melo's been there for a hot minute, and he retired and came back. So, like, come on, Paul. First of all, Paul, you played on maybe a decent Pacers team going against LeBron.
So think about this: Melo retired and came back, and now he's like second, third option.
Yeah,
on the Blazers.
Yeah,
for the past 2 years, and like I don't even think all of last season.
No,
and he just hit top 10 all time in scoring. It's not like he's going out there and hitting 30 points a game right now. And
no,
that's
he goes out there, he does his work, and then he goes home.
He didn't need that much points to get top 10 all time in scoring.
Yeah, no.
Kind of what I'm saying here. Like,
that is so blasphemy. Like,
dude,
then you don't watch sports. Then you clearly don't watch sports.
Then you don't watch basketball.
And the worst part is, like, I guarantee you they were trolling, and we're talking about them, and they got all the views, and it makes me so mad. But
well, that's why. I mean, at least I'm not there saying their Twitter handle.
If you honestly think that, go get a CAT scan, because you shouldn't reprocreate. Like, don't just don't.
I knew you'd go off the rails a little.
just don't. That's just obscene. That's just crazy.
So the next take. I gotta talk about this one. So dude, you've seen how much I hate that the media is like obsessed with.
Oh yeah,
Jimmy Garoppolo to the Patriots.
Oh yeah, they're just on their knees.
They're like in love with this idea.
Yeah.
So, and now because of the Aaron Rodgers situation, they've decided to tie that back to the Jimmy Garoppolo and Brady situation. Now I've seen this twice. I saw it from Joe Thomas. I thought you were better than this. I saw it from Jason McIntyre. I knew you weren't better than this.
Yeah.
It's the same situation, they said, because the Packers drafted Love without telling Rodgers, and the Patriots drafted Garoppolo without telling Brady, and Brady demanded Kraft to tell Belichick to trade Brady. All the Packers have to do right now is the same thing. So, look, I don't know if that's why Aaron Rodgers is mad. I'm not going to talk about that. Tom Brady never once, there is no confirmed report, at least, that Tom Brady told Robert Kraft that you have to trade Jimmy Garoppolo.
Right.
So there's no confirmed report that Tom Brady was mad that the Patriots drafted Jimmy Garoppolo. He was 36, 37 years old at the time they did it. You didn't know that he was gonna be an MVP at the age of 40.
Right.
And so at the end of when they traded Garoppolo in 2017, it had 3 years on the team together for one. So I don't know why Brady wouldn't have demanded the trade sooner.
Yeah, right then and there.
What actually happened here is that Tom Brady led the league in yards.
Yeah.
One
and
MVP. One league MVP at the age of 40.
Yeah.
threw 500 yards in the Super Bowl and lost. And then they were both going to be up for a contract extension.
Yeah.
So the Patriots traded away Jimmy Garoppolo because they weren't going to pay both of them. And then they went on and won a Super Bowl after.
Yeah.
So, like,
first of all, Tom handles his business.
It's not the same situation. Jimmy Garoppolo himself has even said, like, Tom showed me the ropes. I don't think the Brady walked in there and demanded that they trade.
Okay, so first off, Tom handles Tom's business. Okay. If somebody comes out and says Tom said this, I'm waiting for Tom to tell me he said it. Okay. I don't believe one fucking thing anybody really says about Tom Brady. Like, until he comes out and tells me it, I'm not gonna be like, okay, everything's fine then, because Tom hasn't said anything. That's exactly the way I'm gonna go about it.
In fact, most of the reports that like the reports that I'll believe are the reports that I see from players.
Correct.
That played with Tom Brady, especially like Jimmy Garoppolo being a guy involved in the situation. It says Tom Brady showed me the ropes.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady was very good.
Teddy Bruschi is usually the guy I go to for Patriots reporting, honestly. And if it doesn't come for word of mouth from one of those guys,
I'd go to Mike Reese as well. I always got to give a shout out to Mike Reese.
Yeah.
That's Mike Reese is like the patron saint, as I like to call him, of Boston media.
Yeah. So I get the situation in Green Bay. I do. But here's the thing too.
It's not the same situation as well as in New England.
You have Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, a great offensive line, and a good defense. Tom Brady, those last couple years, had Kevin Hogan, Julian Edelman, Chris Hogan.
You don't even know his name.
I don't even know his name, but he scorched the Steelers for 200 yards.
You're an NFL fan. You can't even remember the guy's name.
Yeah. Okay, so like, you have fucking weapons in Green Bay. Okay, so don't act like you're just picking people off the free agent list or the waiver wire.
Devontae Adams is the best wide receiver in football.
You have things there. Okay, the franchise, I get it. You should have communicated more. But if you're going to be a giant piss baby about them drafting a guy that has nothing on you, nothing. Jordan Love has nothing on you. Like, I don't know what the big deal is, because you know why? Tom Brady handles his business and Aaron Rodgers doesn't. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. So my last terrible Twitter take, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I just remembered it, and I'm gonna do it to one of our own guys.
Oh boy.
PCMG's own Davis Cordova.
Oh, got him.
Yeah. I'm hoping he was just trolling, but it's Davis, so you never really know.
You never know. Yeah.
You really never know. So he's never seen Anchorman, which is that's just like it's a weird thing. It's strange, but he said it's not a classic.
No, not a classic.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe he said that on the show. Couldn't believe it.
Not a classic.
Yeah.
Dude, how could you say such a thing? It's one of the most quotable movies.
Oh my god, we were off air. What else? What movie did he say he hadn't seen either?
Oh god.
Oh my god. You'll have to ask PJ. I mean, there was like 2 or 3 movies like in a row, and we're like,
oh, PJ probably doesn't want to tell me all of them because he knows I'm gonna be like, the fuck, we gotta fight.
I'm like,
you know how I am about people not seeing movies.
I couldn't. I stopped and like it seriously made me rethink my life. I'm like, how? Like, I grew up on Anchorman. How have you not seen Anchorman? Was it super bad? No, I don't know. But there was like 3 movies in a row that me and Paul and who else was still in on that call? Will. Well, first most of the stuff. Will. I mean, he's in Britain, so I don't really know.
Yeah, he's at least
over there. So I give
him
at
least in the UK.
Yeah, I give him a pass most of the time. But Ernest was like, "Yo, we got to get Steve in on this."
Yeah. See, I mean, I'd see that's probably not something that you really want me in on, though, because I get like bad when it's like a movie that I'm like, how do you not? I mean, a lot of these movies like shape my life.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like I quote Anchorman regularly.
I mean, on a regular basis. I mean,
I think like maybe 3 times at least once a day.
At least one, yeah.
Yeah, like I might hit once a day on like, well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Which is like
of the time it works every time.
Oh my god,
that was my that was my go-to when I was in landscaping. Was that? And I was running heavy equipment. That was my go-to. 60% of the time it works.
Dude, I use that on union construction sites.
Yeah. Like, come on now. Like that one's easy. Like those two are the easiest ones to quote. Like I don't understand.
And then I mean, don't even get me going on like I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Yeah. It's so good.
Did you punt my dog?
It was Jack Black too. Like that's the
dude. Oh my god! Well, think about like Ben Stiller is the leader of the Spanish news team.
He's got the Dodgeball. That's what it was. He hadn't seen Dodgeball. He never saw Dodgeball.
He hadn't seen Dodgeball?
No, he hadn't seen Dodgeball.
He hadn't seen Dodgeball.
No, that's what reminded me. That's what reminded me of Ben Stiller in his hair. He hadn't seen Dodgeball.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes,
just let them marinate.
Like Davis can't be allowed to talk about movies. Yeah,
he's on a final right now. Like in this day and age of streaming, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to watch a fucking movie. Like zero reason.
It's Dodgeball and Anchorman. There's no reason you shouldn't have been able to.
Trust me, Steve. I get it. I don't worry. I get it.
Dodgeball is just so good.
I know. Well, the only triple T I had, Steve.
Wait, there's a guy on our team dressed like a pirate.
Yeah, like Steve the pirate. Scurvy. Or the classic. Oh, he'll probably fall off the roller coaster and break every bone in his body. Oh, like my cousin Ray Ray. Boop. Dead.
What? Yeah, he fell off the roller coaster and broke every bone in his body.
Wow. Told you. So I have one T.
Oh God.
God. And it's really not terrible. It's really for Pittsburgh Steelers fans because they're already been on my nuts about it with the Najee Harris thing. Between Najee Harris and Al Villanueva, okay? First of all, I never said that Najee Harris is a bad football player. Okay? Never. I didn't want the Steelers to draft him. I didn't. We have so many much more pressing issues than running back right now. I get it. James Conner left. Benny Snell's not good. And I can't even name the backup. Anthony McFarland, I think, is gone. We signed him. His last name was Ballage, I think, something like that. So we had way more pressing issues, right? So whatever. Okay, we draft Najee. We draft a tight end, and we draft a fucking punter. No idea what the Steelers were doing in the draft. But I trust Kevin Colbert, so it is what it is. So it came out this week. Al Villanueva signed a 2-year deal.
Wait. Hold on. You say you trust the GM?
I trust Kevin Colbert. Yes.
Okay. So Patriots fans think that the GM of the Patriots, Bill Belichick, the one with who's also the head coach, who has 8 Super Bowl championships on his resume. They think he's an idiot.
Well, they just don't know sports, so I think that's kind of what we just boiled this down to anymore. So, so anyway, so he signs a 2-year, like $13 million contract, $8 million guarantee, so $4 million a year deal with the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, whatever. Good for you, Al. You got your money. Proud of you. He comes out and says, the only reason I signed with the Ravens is I can play the Steelers twice a year. Okay. Coming from a guy that can barely pass block anymore and can't run block worth of shit is going to be put into an offense that can't throw the ball but has to run the ball. Okay. Dude. Al, first of all, check yourself. Second of all, you have to face TJ Watt twice a year.
I was just going to say, dude, I've seen Villanueva. I'm not going to be able to say that name right. I don't know. You're good. Sorry, I can't pronounce things.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. I've seen him go up against Myles Garrett.
Yes.
Destroyed him. Myles Garrett absolutely destroyed him.
Just ate him. Ate him up the entire
game. Was going to manhandle him.
So then,
dude, honestly, I thought that was I trading away. Brown they traded away.
Yeah.
To the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I thought that was a stupid move. I know you got a first round pick.
Yeah.
But I mean, getting Villanueva as your
primary left tackle.
Dude, you have to play Garrett twice a year.
And now
Watt
add
twice a year.
Clowney's in Cleveland now, right?
And now Clowney's in Cleveland.
Yeah. So you got to face them.
I mean, like, let's bring it to like New England. If you play New England,
entire revamped defense.
Judon and Winovich and Wise and Henry Anderson, they're going to destroy him.
So, first of all,
Villanueva's that's a big question mark.
Al, I don't know. Congrats on your money. Thank you for your service for the Steelers. But I'm not going to mind you let TJ Watt go 2 times a year. I really don't. So the other thing is, everybody's complaining about cap space. First of all, cap space is a fucking state of mind. Okay, it does not exist for good GMs. It does not exist. Okay, for good GMs, the cap space does not exist, and I truly believe that. The Steelers are going to get $40 million next year when Ben gets off the deal. Right now in 2022, they were going to have $76 million in cap space. Now, mind you, TJ's got to get paid and Minka's got to get paid. I understand that. They'll eat the bulk of that between the two of them. But right now, I guarantee we'll still have about $30 million in cap space for next year. Yes, the Steelers have a lot of question marks. I get it. But they were an aging team. Okay.
Well, like $30 million in cap space. As long you can word contracts.
You can pay it out in signing bonuses, and you can do all kinds of bullshit.
Well, I'll bring you to the example of the New England Patriots spending spree.
Yeah.
In free agency this year.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of fine lines in there.
Dude, a lot of those guys, do you know what their salary is this year? On the books?
Probably
$1 million.
Yeah, close to if not better minimum for
a big signing bonus. Yeah. But their salary for this year from the Patriots is just $1 million, and then their cap goes up like the next year.
Yeah,
it's all on how you word contracts.
If you, like I said, if you have a good GM, which the Steelers do and the Patriots do, and I'd say 15 teams in the NFL do, the cap space does not exist. It doesn't exist. It's a myth. Okay, like you can work around it.
It exists to an extent.
To an extent, it does.
To an extent, there's an extent that it exists to. But so yeah, I mean, I think that's enough for today. Thank you for tuning in, everybody, to the Mother's Day edition of Sundays with the General. Luke, it was good having you on here, buddy.
Absolutely, Steve.
You want to tell the people where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Hearts on Hockey. Big things coming down the road. NHL playoffs start next week. So me and Paul are going to hop back on it. Hopefully me, Paul, Jetty, and Brooksy can get on one here soon.
Also, Luke Harto is the Call Your Shot champion.
I am. Shout out to Job and Sam at the Source Podcast for having a great comeback season. They took a spot over. I think they took Davis's spot over. Came out of dead last. Made it all the way to the championship. I started out pretty rough. Then I took down the whole country of Canada for our country. So you know, Kenny. Shout out to Kenny Cotterill. I was his kryptonite this year. I beat him twice. I was the only person to beat him twice this year. And yeah, I am the Call Your Shot champ. So you can find me on Twitter at Hearts on Hockey. And it was great being on here with Steve today. I appreciate it, General. And hopefully there's more Sundays to come. We're not that far away from training camp. We're not. It's going to be here before you know it. We're going to blink and it's going to be here. So I can't wait for this NFL season.
Yeah. Eventually this will just go back to our Sunday break room show. But yeah, we have to keep some Sunday content going. Yes, I am the General at Reisner_Steven on Twitter. I am exclusive to Twitter. I don't really know how to use Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or those things. Yeah. I know how to tweet. I do that.
Yeah. My bad. I was sending a tweet.
Yeah. My bad. I was sending a tweet. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And we will end this broadcast.